The premise of the 1995 post-apocalyptic action flick, Waterworld, starring Kevin Costner as the Mariner, is truly a blast from the past, especially since climate change mongers have been absolutely avid about the polar ice caps melting, sending our world into an actual water world. So, as the sea levels are supposed to rise, let's take a look at the 1995 cast back then, and update you on how they are now. As we continue, just hit that like and subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and share this video. It took $235 million to make, yet North American ticket sales only earned $88 million. But don't be fooled. Even though Waterworld quickly earned a reputation as one of the biggest box office bombs in film history, it has actually managed to gain a respectable cult following. So even though the actors had to overcome the failures of the box office return of investment, many of the stars went on to build memorable careers. Kevin Costner as the Mariner. In 1987, he gained major clout as Elliot Ness in the hit movie Untouchables with legendary Sean Connery. And he was both director and leading man for 1990's Dances with Wolves, which earned him 2 Oscars. Then, in 1992, his act was approved nationwide with the thriller drama Bodyguard, starring Whitney Houston. So it was no wonder that Costner was able to get a $235 million budget for the creation of Waterworld. And although it brought wonders to the viewers, it didn't even reach a third in the box office for the money spent to make the movie. Nonetheless, it stuck in our memories as a favorite. And yet, Kevin Costner's Waterworld drown streak continued, with the next post-apocalyptic silver screen flick with the 1997 movie, The Postman. Although it reaped $80 million, the production of the movie actually cost $85 million. Then the early 2000s were a mixed bag for Costner. Some say that he suffered a series of flops, 2001's 3,000 Miles to Graceland, in which Costner and Kurt Russell played criminal Elvis Presley impersonators who were actually professional burglars. And similar to Costner's other movies, although it bombed at the box office, 3,000 Miles to Graceland is still a fun action movie with a great heist plot. 2 years later, Costner decided to return to the director's chair with the western Open Range, in which he also played the lead role. And that's where Costner's career realigned. So he went on to impress Western fans and history buffs alike with his performance in the 2012 History Channel miniseries Hatfields and McCoys, and John Dutton in the popular Western series Yellowstone. But if you're not so much into sentimental Westerns, you've surely seen him as Superman's adoptive father in Man of Steel. Or you've seen him portray the NASA supervisor Al Harrison in 2016's Hidden Figures. Dennis Hopper, the Rebel. Dennis Hopper has portrayed a true American badass since 1955, when he appeared in the drama Rebel Without a Cause. He went on to portray Billy in Easy Rider, made in 1969, and that demeanor of counterculture led him to portray even darker figures like the King Reptile President Koopa in Mario Bros. Of 1993, and the terrorist bomber in Speed, made in 1994 with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock. So Dennis Hopper was a perfect villain of choice for the Deacon, the one-eyed villain and leader of the Smokers who pursued the Mariner and his allies in the movie Waterworld. Actually, while Hopper had been working in TV and film since the mid-50s, his casting in Waterworld was due in part to the career revival he enjoyed after being cast in David Lynch's Blue Velvet. As for Hopper, although he was notorious for being difficult to work with, including allegedly pulling a knife on a coworker, he was given a brand of being persona non grata in Hollywood, even after Waterworld. This allowed him to have memorable TV appearances on Entourage and 24, as well as starring in the short-lived series Crash. Unfortunately, Hopper died from prostate cancer in 2010 at the age of 74. Jeanne Triplehorn, the Guardian. In Waterworld, Jeanne Triplehorn played Helen, who was the guardian of the young Enola and the Mariner's eventual good friend and love interest. The early to mid-90s marked Triplehorn's breakout period, where she landed memorable roles in big films like the classic 1992 thriller Basic Instinct, which is a must-watch movie, as well as the 1993 legal thriller The Firm with Tom Cruise, and both of these movies garnered acclaim and praise. Then, in 2006, she portrayed Barbara Henriksen, the first of Bill Henrikson's, or Bill Paxton's, 3 wives on the HBO drama Big Love. Tina Marino, the map-bearer of land. While a preteen, Tina Marino played Enola in Waterworld, who was a young, orphaned girl whose unique back tattoo held the key to finding dry land. It's Enola who desperately clings to the idea that the Mariner is more of a hero than the callous anti-hero he lived his life by. And even though the Mariner nearly kills her early in the movie by throwing her overboard, she becomes the key to his salvation of goodness. At the age of 7, Tina Marino began her acting career. Then, by 1999, she was starring in the TV movie Alice in Wonderland. Then, in 2004, she had one of her most memorable roles as Deb in the big hit comedy Napoleon Dynamite. Since then, most of her acting work has taken place on the small screen instead of blockbuster hits. Nonetheless, she had some impactful roles, like Cindy Mac Mackenzie, the titular high school detective's computer expert friend on Veronica Mars, and Heather Tuttle, who was the best friend to the oldest Hendrickson child on Big Love. Marino also did an exceptional job portraying Vampire Molly on Season 5 of True Blood, mousy intern Dr. Heather Brooks on Season 9 and 10 of Grey's Anatomy, and Chemist Florence on CBS's action drama Scorpion. Gerard Murphy as Nord. The long-haired villain, known only as the Nord, played by Northern Irish actor Gerard Murphy, was the one who portrayed the good folks, even though they first thought the Mariner was the spy of the smokers. He then later succeeds in helping the Deacon and his followers ransack the atoll. Then viewers watch as Nord takes an early interest in the Mariner, and later proves to actually be the Deacon's right-hand man. According to reports, Murphy's favorite home was the stage, and that's actually where he spent much of his professional life. He was an associate artist with the Royal Shakespeare Company, and a beloved performer at the Glasgow Citizens Theatre and Manchester's Royal Exchange. So you'd better be sure that he also appeared regularly on UK TV series. After Waterworld, he played Detective Inspector Bracken on the British detective series McCallum, and later made appearances on BBC series like the police procedural Waking the Dead. His appearances in American TV and films were sparse. However, Batman fans remember him as the corrupt Judge Faden who oversees the release of Joe Chill, played by Richard Brake in 2005's big blockbuster Batman Begins. Jack Black, the pilot. So many people are shocked to the funny bone when they rewatch Waterworld and realize that the unnamed smoker pilot is none other than funny man and musician Jack Black. Black was mostly landing small roles in the mid-90s, including co-starring with the similarly unknown at the time Giovanni Ribisi on a Season 3 episode of The X-Files. But after Waterworld, Jack Black was able to get memorable appearances in films like The Cable Guy and Mars Attack. Plus, his HBO series Tenacious D, based on the comedy rock band he formed with Kyle Gass, was a big, unforgettable hit, worthy of watching repeatedly. Other movies of his that are worth watching several times are High Fidelity, where he played as Barry, and School of Rock, as the fake substitute teacher who educates his students on how to rock. Then, his family-friendly touch was cemented when he became the voice of the eponymous hero Po in the Kung Fu Panda films, and the 21st Century revival of the Jumanji film series. Black still does grown-up humor though. He appeared in the controversial 2008 satire Tropic Thunder, continues to rock as part of Tenacious D, and during the early COVID-19 pandemic days, he created hilariously bizarre viral social media videos like his transformation into Captain America after getting a vaccination shot. Kim Coates, the Drifter. One of Waterworld's most disturbing scenes comes when the Mariner, still considering Helen and Enola to be inconveniences, almost sells Helen to a mentally unstable drifter in exchange for a remnant of land, which was a simple piece of paper. That drifter, who thankfully ends up dead before he can assault Helen, is played by Canadian-American actor Kim Coates. And after Waterworld, Coates worked steadily as an actor, making surprising appearances in films like 2000's Battlefield Earth and the following year's Pearl Harbor, and Black Hawk Down. He also had plenty of recurring and one-off TV roles on series like The Outer Limits, CSI, and Entourage. Then, in 2008, he landed the role as Tig on the beloved FX crime drama Sons of Anarchy. Plus, Coates earned even more acclaim for playing mob boss Declan Gardner on the Canadian crime series Bad Blood, and Count Dalibor, the ruler of Transylvania, on the final season of Sci-Fi's Van Helsing. Which of these actors have you been fond of? Be sure to make some noise in the comment section below, cause we'd love to hear from you. Then be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and ring the notification bell for the latest. Thanks for watching, and see you next time!